Rich, September 17th, 2013.
Yeah.
The year before the last generation of consoles came out, GTA 5 launched. And now, it's the second game, I want to say, after Skyrim, to have a version on 3 generations.
As far as I know,
There's probably other games, to be honest. But I mean, like,
I can't
memorable
think of
ones that I can remember.
Yeah, I can't think of one offhand. But
yeah. So, Rich, it's out tomorrow or this week, depending on when you're watching this, whether you're watching it in the future. But yeah, so first things first, last gen version. This is just a refresher. Solid 30, had no issues. In this case, we are using the last gen version as the 1X. So it's the mid-gen refresh. But of course, this is a 360 game. But of course, it was on last gen.
Yeah.
So we're not comparing it to the original, we're comparing it to last gen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, next gen, Rich, has 3 modes. Fidelity, which is super sexy, 30 FPS. Next gen, performance ray tracing, which doesn't look fantastic, but it's got kind of ray tracing, real-time shadows and stuff, solid 60. And then performance, which is just solid 60, without the ray tracing. And you'll see the differences between the versions as we go, Rich.
Yeah.
But as you can see, last gen doesn't look too bad. But, Rich, look how crystal clear that is.
That is nice.
It is nice, right?
Yeah.
Right, as you can see, performance ray tracing mode a little bit worse. Worse, that's not even a word.
Worse.
And then performance, obviously, kind of in the middle. But fidelity looks absolutely fantastic. Like, it kind of gives you a glimpse of what they can do with GTA 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, all you got to do, I don't really need to point stuff out, but the bushes, the trees, like, just the textures on the ground.
Well, like the up and atom sign.
Exactly.
It's nice
like,
and
there's
crisp.
no anti-aliasing. And like, you can actually read the text.
Yeah.
Like on the rusty browns there. Same with the text on the upper atom on the left here. You can actually, super clear now, you can read that it says hamburgers, the taste of America's future. And like, the text is a good indication of kind of the resolution between the different versions. But, Rich, you know what? Like, it's a very sexy version. Like, and, it's gorgeous. And I'm actually quite impressed. Like, especially after the Skyrim one, my expectations have gone down on these kind of things.
Right.
But as you can see, the 2 versions, like, I mean, we could have compared it to the 360, but what's the point in that?
True. Yeah. Well, obviously, it's going to be a huge leap.
Exactly. We could have compared it to the 1S, but where's the fun in that? Now look at that. Just that.
Ooh.
That pops everything from shadows and stuff like that, because obviously on the fidelity version you've got the ray tracing, as you'll see with some of the light in a bit, but just in terms of actual, like, kind of graphical fidelity, it's a sexy shot, Rich.
It's good looking. Yeah, the lighting's better, isn't it, as well? I think.
But it's I would always put a disclaimer, because it's an open world game with a day-night cycle. It's hard to actually kind of put a pin and get those exactly the same. But like, this is a great shot, Rich. Yeah, like, it kind of brings it to life.
Yeah, it really
Everything
does.
from the like the palm trees and the shiny horse on the right, to the textures, to the text. And I feel like you're going to want to go and play this now, aren't you? After just saying, I don't know whether I want to play it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've played it twice already, like, you know, and I was also thinking, who on earth doesn't own a copy of GTA 5?
Yeah.
Like, how many millions did it sell? Like 200 million or something crazy? Or
it's always in the charts. It's been in the charts for like 9 years.
People are still buying it in their droves, and it's not like just in the charts. It's always near the top, like with FIFA and that. So, it's mad.
Like, and if you think this is the base level for GTA 6 as well, obviously GTA 6 is going to look infinitely better than this, of course. But like, just as a base level for GTA 6, it's like, okay, right, so this is the minimum we expect now. Like, where can they go with it? And just think, like, the trees, you can see, like, the anti-aliasing, the flicking edge, the what they call it at the back, Rich, the telegraph poles and the wires.
Poles, yeah.
Telegraph lines, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Like, they're flickering because of the anti-aliasing. But yeah, it's just everything, like, just pops in this version. It's a world that you could kind of get lost in now. And I mean, not that you couldn't before, but obviously there are limitations on the hardware back then. But Rich, no more limitations on this next gen.
Isn't there like more variation in traffic and pedestrians and stuff as well? There's loads of little other touches beyond, the purely visual.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on the purely visual.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm basically trying to rationalise it in my head, like whether it is worth buying.
Mate, I didn't read it. Right, here's a good example. Right, you can't read the note on the fridge there.
Yeah.
But in fidelity mode, you can. It says, "To my darling, I hope you choke on this, Amanda." But also, like, look at the lighting above the fridge. Like, this is the what do you call it? The ray tracing.
Yeah.
So you actually see light sources and things like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, it's very cool, and you're going to see it now on the side by side. That, like, because it's actual kind of real time lighting now. That you don't have these baked in lights and textures and textures and shadows.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Rich. Here's a good example for that. Look at the shadow on the volleyball court.
Yeah,
right? That's because that's a proper shadow. That's a proper shadow with your ray tracing, your real time shadows, and like that's what it'd look like if you just baked it in.
No net.
Whereas that's what it'd look like in pretty much in real life, and it would, because like if you've ever kind of been to the beach and gone under like a straw kind of umbrella, like that, it actually like blocks out all the sun. Well, not all the sun, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it would look like that, the shadow. Yeah. Whereas you've got kind of an outline of it there.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like because the computations to kind of do real time shadows. Obviously, last gen didn't have the technology, but this gen does. So last gen, everything was baked in, mate.
I mean, the volleyball net hasn't sold me entirely yet, but I'm getting there.
No, but I mean, to be honest though, it's like, if anything, like I'm probably going to play in fidelity just because how beautiful it looks.
Yeah.
Obviously, the 60 FPS, fantastic, and it's so much fun and great and responsive to drive around the city in 60 FPS. But like, I've seen the visuals in full flow and fidelity mode. And I was a little bit like, wow, this is fantastic.
People get upset with you when you play in 30 FPS,
They do. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's like, let the man have his preference.
Exactly. And I'm visuals over frame rate. Frame rate doesn't bother me too much, as long as it's stable. Obviously, I prefer 60. And hopefully, when we do get a GTA 6, it will be 4K 60. That's what we want.
Yeah.
We don't want this choose. I'm never a fan of being made to choose.
No, just give me the best possible version.
Exactly. Yeah. Give me a 4K 60. Give me a 4K 60 with ray tracing. I know we are early into this generation, but that's what I want. I don't
say that. We're
18 months?
Year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, true. But then there's been the COVID and stuff, Rich, you know.
True, yeah, so, that's true.
But look at this. This is running in 60. It's like super slick, gorgeous. Like I could pull that great manoeuvre off there, Rich.
Oh, lovely stuff.
But yeah, Rich, that's GTA 5. That's the next gen version compared with the last gen version, and specifically the Series X versus the One X. This was. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, folks. Goodbye.
Bye.